Good evening and good morning to everybody. It's late in the evening here for me. You've got the moon, and maybe possibly you can see the outline of the trees, and I need to figure out which one that is, but I'm going to say that it's probably Mars over there. You might be able to see that one little speck off to the left. Anyway, I created a video earlier. It was about 8 minutes of complete and total rambling that I actually wanted to post up. I've made probably 10 or 15 videos over the course of the past week, and every time I try to talk about a subject and my mind decides that it doesn't want to talk about that subject, and so it goes off on 100 different little tangents, and the true art of rambling turns into just complete and total and utter gibberish. So that's why you guys haven't heard anything from me all week. Because I have not been happy with the results at all. And that's pretty bad when the whole point of this channel is to just ramble about whatever subject. Quick update, I guess. I'm in the process of packing. That's part of the reason why my mind's going all over the place. And trying to figure out dates and just everything in general. No real leads on a job yet. There are a couple of entry-level jobs that I know I'll be able to take if push comes to shove. I just kind of want to get in, like I said before, something a little bit more prestigious. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about. I don't know. I've mentioned a lot of times about the fact that I've battled with and do battle with depression. And amazingly enough, over the course of the past few days, I know that there was a big weight lifted off my shoulders when I finally told my parents about moving to Seattle. And so that's been a help. But other than that, it's not exactly like I've come to any other conclusions. And I know that I'm actually starting to get really nervous about the move, which is putting a damper on the excitement about the move. I'm excited to move, but I'm planning on driving by myself. I have to find a new home for Scotch, and I am going to get there, and I'm going to live with a couple that I know. Really good friends, probably my best friends in the real world, and start a job back at a company that I already worked for at one point or another. So actually I worked for them for many years when I lived in Seattle, but yeah, it's a lot of stress. It's a lot to handle, and without a definite date, it's really, really tough. I started packing things today and pulling out boxes so I could go through the boxes and determine what I was taking and what I wasn't taking, what I was going to give away. And basically, the furthest that I got was pulling out the boxes and realizing, I am either going to end up finding out I have a week to do this, or I still have a month if I stick around until October 15th, which is more than likely what's going to happen. So, the fact that I still have another month, I could pack a box a day and probably be done within a week or so. So, yeah, I don't know, kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but also at the same time, it's something to do, and it's kind of, baby steps in the direction that I'm headed anyway. So, yeah. It's not really been a whole lot of anything else going on. I'm going to try later on this week. I finally figured out what my work schedule is, and again, I'm not working very much. So I'm going to try to set aside a day, probably Wednesday or Thursday, and pump out 1 or 2 videos on Xander's Meteor. So I want to say look forward to those, but also at the same time, I don't want to say look forward to those, because if I don't actually get them posted, then you guys are all going to say, but you said. So that's why I have a very hard time making commitments in general, and big commitments, definitely. I don't like being locked into having to do something. something I've never been able to handle, and probably some more psychological gibberish in my head that somebody can maybe figure out why I don't like that, why I can't stand it. But I mean, it goes everywhere. Somebody would ask me, hey, do you want to go get a beer after work? And I'd be like, well, let me see after work. It's like, that's 2 hours from now. You don't know if you want to go get a beer after work or not? It's like, no, just let me figure out when I get off work. That kind of crap. And then I get off of work and I'd be like, nah, I don't really want to go. And it's like, I wasn't planning on going in the first place. And that's what I've actually had to tell a couple of different friends, including my best friend back in Seattle, is if you want me to hang out with you, if you want me to go and do things with you, if you want me to be your friend, and I apologize for this ahead of time, but if you want that to happen, then you need to pursue the friendship. I am not easily swayed into being open and honest and trustworthy with people. And maybe that's what it all comes down to, is trust. It's a lot easier for me to just go ahead and keep myself company than to worry about having someone else around to keep me company and then having them betray me later on. So there you go. Talk about it a little bit and I figured out all of my own problems. Now actually trying to fix that trust issue. Yeah, that's going to take a little longer. Okay, I hope everybody is having a good evening, good morning, and whatever time it may be in your area. I do apologize again for not being very active recently. I set a bad precedent by posting up so many videos so quickly that now I feel bad when I go more than 2 days without putting one up, and it's a mindset, so, bear with me, and we'll figure it out. Alright, everybody, have a good one.